Hello and welcome to episode 33 of our Timberborn Update 5 Iron Teeth and Mega Build playthrough here. Cycle 40, Day 8. We have gone on for quite a long time in this playthrough, and there's still plenty more to get done, but this is about the time where we're going to have to start accelerating stuff with the help of some time lapses and all of that jazz. But just to recap briefly what we did last time, we started this second power production area over here, roughly going to kind of emulate some of this on the other side here. Not the bad water pumping. We have plenty of that. We're not, well, okay, I probably need to turn on a couple more of these. But we're not in any danger of needing to duplicate this whole mess here. But we do need to duplicate our water wheels and some of this production over there and power storage as well. So that is what these little guys right here are up to. We haven't quite gotten everything situated just yet. We do need to come over here and take care of a little bit more, but for the time being, if I can put my fingers on the correct buttons on the keyboard, we're looking pretty good here. And we just have to go ahead and double this, finish the construction over here, and get this trench dug out, and then have this exact same thing happen over on that side. So part of the idea that we had with this was we want to just create something that's going to generate a whole lot more power, and we want to be able to store it, which is going to necessitate us building some more of these flywheels here, which we have here. This large vertical framed one, our favorite, of course. We're going to just end up putting a whole bunch of these right here, but they're kind of expensive to build and they take a long time. So that's going to be one of those things we really need to think carefully about how we're going to supply the stuff for, and not waste our time doing other garbage. But right now, what the most important thing is going to be to do is just to continue this, so that during this temperate season we can continue to have a whole bunch of power generated and fill up our reserves. Right now, the batteries are less than half charged, but it's still over 500,000 HPH, which is what I would consider to be acceptable and perfectly fine. But we've got plenty of other stuff to occupy us for the time being. Lots and lots and lots of stuff we can get done, and that is what we are going to find ourselves getting into here. We did finally get all of these irrigation barriers on this corner put in. This, of course, is to protect our oak trees we're growing here for extra log supply from the bad water generators right here. And then when a bad tide happens and everything puts out the nasty water, we might have to think about this as well. But that is something we can get to at a later point in time. Just need to make sure that everything else is going fine. It's not going to affect all of these trees too terribly bad. We're just really going to need to make sure that we don't let this overflow, which I don't really think is even possible, but you never know. You never know. So I think a smart thing for us to do at the very least would be to go ahead and put a few of these irrigation barriers just right here and figure this out. This is going to have to get moved, of course. But the idea being that this corner won't have any interference from the bad water getting in here. Of course, like I said, not the end of the world if it does. We have plenty of wood. We just wanted somewhere in this lower ring where we could grow wood and not really have to worry about it that much. So yeah, stuff is going pretty well, but there's a little bit of a lack, and by a little bit I mean a lot of it, a lack of grease, which probably has not been helped by us only having a couple of these facilities to make the stuff. We have canola oil, we have extract, that is of course how you make the grease, and right now we have these guys doing their best, churning it out, as one says. But that's one of those things it's just going to take a long time, and there's not really any way around it. We just have so much to do, so much to get done here, and that's about the size of it. So other things that we talked about were putting the the tributes to ingenuity back on the menu, as it were. We were waiting on metal blocks, and I was expressing my frustration in the commentary about why do we not have metal blocks. Because we have storage for it. But then a couple of you pointed out in the comments, rightfully so, that it's entirely possible that these middle districts do not have any storage for metal blocks, which means, of course, that they're being constructed or made, whatever, down here, and then they actually can't get to the top district because there's no storage for them. So right here we just have planks and treated planks. And I believe, yeah, we got scrap metal and metal blocks, but this is Beaverwood Forest, which is not directly connected, as far as I can remember, to Body McBotville. So you know what that means. It means it's time for us to put a little bit of storage for these metal blocks in here. It doesn't have to be huge. It just has to exist. It just has to be there and be accessible. So I'm just going to make a little storage right here, just for some metal blocks, right next to this this guy. And that can take it into here and then up to there. Should not be an issue. We do have only 4 workers on either side of these big district crossings, but they're bots, so I don't think it's really that big of a problem. A couple people had said, hey, maybe consider put some more staff in those, but we have so many other ones that I don't think it's an issue. Should be totally fine. But outside of that, where's a good example of... Ah, yes, our mud baths right here. We got these guys having a nice leisurely soak in the brown stuff here. Brown being mud. But we have some over here that are lacking in dirt supply because we only have the excavators kind of halfway operating. We don't really have any storage for dirt. It probably was not a not one of my finest moves here, doing this stuff that way. But we have a little spot somewhere. I just have to figure out exactly what's going to make the most sense for us to put in a little bit of dirt storage so these can stay topped up, because they do actually consume the dirt. It's not just a one and done thing. So if we're only ever going to put the 4 mud baths here, I honestly think the 4 is fine. Then my assumption would be that we're going to do something like this, and then correctly click the path thing this time, thank you. And then if that's the case, then I can just do this. I can just put a little thing right here and have that filled with dirt. I don't think that would be unreasonable. And that actually looks kind of decent and gives us a little bit of a path here. And then we have some space in front here if we want to put any more of these houses, which we were kind of talking about doing. But at the same time, we're already having such bad performance issues with this map as it is. I don't think we need to be having any more beavers. We will, eventually. We'll get there, but for right now, I don't think we really need to be stressed out too bad about it. But we do need to go ahead and start putting more of these mud baths everywhere. We just have to have the dirt first to do it. And that's, I mean, I might do it this episode, but it's probably going to be a time-lapse thing. If we decide that's something we want to get into. But just want to make sure we're putting all of our options on the table here, as it were. Because this is the part of the playthrough where it really starts to just kind of become a, alright, so what else can you think of doing here? And that is, in fact, where we find ourselves. Not too many of my playthroughs have made it this far in terms of cycle count or episodes. Most of them end around 30, and here we are on at 33. So we just need to make sure we're being responsible with how we take care of stuff. Oh, you know what I didn't do is right here. This was supposed to be a universal shaft. It's supposed to have bot chargers. I thought that would be a smart thing to do. So why don't we... yes, lag, thank you. Why don't we go ahead and... yeah, okay, we'll just get rid of that. Go ahead and do this, and then just keep on adding these once we actually get to the point where we have to do that. Alright, so that's one little thing kind of taken care of. Okay, we are out of... yes, okay. Look at all these extra bots. We don't need all these bots here. We can start sending them upstairs. But we ran out of the scrap metal here. We do still have plenty of scrap metal. Don't get it twisted. But this bottom district is currently without it. So, I mean, eventually we're going to have to put this here. I really don't think it's necessary at this exact moment in time. I would rather have the bots come up here and do some more stuff. So I've got 50-some extra bots. I'm going to start, you know, I'm gonna have 100 bots up here. Why not? Why not have 100 bots up at the top? Something tells me they're not going to leave unless prompted. So if I do Body McBotville up to Beaverburg. Yeah, well, just because I have the minimum set to 100 in Body McBotville, so I just have to kind of force immigrate them up here now at this point. They're gonna make their way. Not gonna get there immediately, but we can start automating more and more stuff up here, so the beavers, the bio beavers, that is, have more time to go watch the whatever that is, and do recreation and all that fun stuff, just like they probably want. The amount of construction occurring up here probably isn't nearly as much as it used to be, so we probably can get rid of some of those jobs. I'd need to check and see. Are we even getting metal blocks? Like, did I even fix the problem at all? I mean, that's up to 235 out of 300, so I guess that's probably okay. Now, where is my... Okay, yep, so they got metal blocks. Should be being imported. Yep, there we go, which means that should also be going up here on that side, and there are metal blocks on that side, so they should actually make their way up here now. I always go to the wrong corner. But we should, hopefully soon. Yeah, 246, it's happening, folks. We're finally getting it done. But yeah, we've got our work cut out for us. So, if I can remember where I was, there we go. Yeah, detonate. And then we got to come in here and build our metal floodgates, if I can remember which one of these it is. Too high, you got it. You know the drill. We've done this 800 times before. That's going to take care of all of that. And then we can go ahead and unpause these. And then that will get a bunch more stuff happening through here. And then after all that, they can build this across and then keep on doing this same thing here. Got plenty of stuff to take care of. Not going to be a problem. And hopefully this will generate a good amount of power. These are already, you know, 600-ish. Okay, it keeps going down. But ideally we want these to be making around 500 to 600 a piece, I think is what these are down here. Yep. Just south of 600, so that's more than fine. We want to get our network charged up, which we can see is happening. But we know when we get up to the actual, the droughts and the bad... Well, the bad tide actually would still make power. But if we get to a drought, the longest it can be is 9 days, so not the end of the world. But if we get caught without power reserves, then that is a very, very suboptimal thing indeed. So we'll need these guys to make sure they're doing their best and not wasting time. All right, so now we got... How do I have 70 unemployed bots? My minimum is only supposed to be 100. Okay, well let's send some of these. Body McBotville still is on yeah, okay. So now I see the error of my ways. No, I didn't want to send them there. I wanted to send them there. Oh, I got too many bots going on. I think we're gonna have to yeah. We're gonna need more than 120 down there in Body McBotville. What is Oh, okay. Well, I guess not. But we are going to have more jobs, especially once I have this efficient mine up and running, which I'm not going to build right now because that's going to cost us a whole lot of gears and treated planks and dynamite that we otherwise should be using for plenty of other things. So that does not need to be the scrap metal source anymore. Neither does that. Dirt going here specifically isn't exactly the best spot for it, but we do need to have dirt storage, so that should be fine. Just need to make sure we're keeping on top of stuff, and that seems like it's looking okay. So, now, finally, we have all of these bots. Let's take a look at our jobs and see what we can get away with automating here. Builders would be the easy solution, but I think I'd rather go for the things that are going to make the best impact in terms of productivity, which honestly is probably these food factories. So the beavers don't have to worry about all of that. That'll make it a lot more efficient. The hauling posts actually should have been number 1. But now all the haulers are bots. That should give us still a few, maybe 20-ish or so. But yeah. Eventually all this is going to be automated. so that's fine. But the food factories, I think, are going to be our first ones. Because each of these is just one job. But it's going to make them a whole lot more efficient. That's fine. We will automate all of these and put them on priority by haulers. And now we have, up here, we have 248 beavers with nothing to do. Which gives them a whole lot more time to get that well-being score up, which, honestly, right now is looking really good, except for the stuff we haven't messed with. So we've got opportunity. Of course, the Ferris wheel and the wind tunnel have been paused because we're trying to conserve power. But the Motivatorium has some pretty good adoption going on. We got 300 out of almost 400 beavers going in and rotting their brains in front of this weird mechanical puppet show. And meanwhile, we are continuing having metal blocks put in here. It looks like this one's done, actually. Very good. I'm going to pause it because it uses a lot of power for right now. Because we need to get these numbers up. That's the whole reason behind completing all of this is to get those numbers up. And it actually looks like we're doing kind of okay here. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. We probably need to start thinking about doing the batteries, flywheels, whatever, as well. But if the next cycle is a drought, then that's going to be perfect because these aren't going to be running anyway, and we don't have to worry about disconnecting everything. But for right now, we're going to just leave it alone. It's going to be fine. This is set to 1.5. I have to remember what the other ones were set to here. This is set to... Okay, 1.5 is fine. Alright, so we got this in place here. That should protect pretty much all these trees. But right here, we're going to have the same kind of thing happening. And because of the stupid place I put this medium tank, we are going to have to move it over one more. Flip. I love that I can flip this now. It's so nice. So nice. But that will go in like this. And then we'll just leave ourselves some space. How many of these did I put in? Was it 7? Arbitrary number, but I will allow it. That is fine. 7's a good number. Or 6, and then this one will be 7. And then 1 in the corner for good measure, because why not? That will work out just fine. We will leave this alone as it is. And we should have plenty of wood at some point when this is properly done. And actually growing stuff. One thing we can go ahead and do is we can take a look at some storage here just so we have somewhere to put the logs. Just a real simple thing. Yeah, now we're making more. Wow, hold on. How is this making 2,000? Is that because all of the water is coming through this one tiny spot? Yeah, that'll even out eventually. But for a brief moment in time, that was a pretty glorious amount of production, if I do say so myself. Now let's check and see our last tribute to ingenuity. How's that coming on? All right, slow progress, but progress is still progress. That's looking good. We've got dirt there and that thing. We've got, where's the other one I built? Was it over here? I can't remember. Yeah, it's right here. Yeah, this has the water texture glitching through the bottom of the thing. It might not even be a glitch. It might just be the way it's designed, but that clearly needs to have some dirt in it. So I guess what we'll do is we'll just prioritize this by haulers. We have all those robot haulers anyway. That's what they're good for, so we'll let them take care of that. And then we'll have 4 more of these things. And then in a minute here, when we find out what our next cycle is, I am going to go around and time-lapse the construction, or at least the placement of all of this stuff. And then we'll see what else we can get ourselves into. Because there's still, again, plenty to be done. But a lot of it just takes a really long time. And it's unfortunate that it is that way. But, I mean, hey. We're 33 episodes into a series where most people don't even ever play the game this long, so it kind of comes with the territory. So we're waiting on logs here. We don't have a lot of logs. Well, we do have a lot of logs. We just don't have a lot of logs conveniently available, I guess we should say. So let's check and see that we have... yeah, okay. Import always. We wanted that. And it looks like they are coming over here. Just hauling stuff. Hopefully that goes a little bit faster. But we've got our own fun to deal with here. We also have these terrain blocks that need to be placed so we can dam this off and kind of create that same bad water retention area here, if you will, and just in case we need to pump some more. Somebody did have the idea of putting all of this stuff, forcing it through here and then out through these wheels. And a couple of you had that idea, actually, and I think that would work very well. But my concern with that is that it doesn't... Okay, bad tide. All right, that's fine. But my concern with doing that is that it blocks the good water from going out here as well, unless you had some sort of a tiered setup where the good water only ever went on top of the bad water, not the other way around. Like, you know, back in the day when Minecraft was popular among people who were not of the age of 10, when you were trying to do the skyblock stuff, I don't know, maybe you guys played it, maybe you didn't, but there's this challenge in Minecraft where it spawns you, or I guess somebody made a map, whatever, but it spawns you on this island in the sky where you have one tree, you have, I don't know, some very small plot of dirt with a limited height of materials. You got one bucket of lava, one bucket of water, and you have, if you want to do anything, basically, you have to make a cobblestone generator, which you get in the game by doing, you do lava and water mixed together. You can either create cobblestone or you can create obsidian, which is the hardest material in the game you can't break unless you have a certain pickaxe and get anything from it. Anyway, the point being, you do it wrong and you completely screw yourself over. And it involves the height of different fluids interacting with each other, and I don't know, I'm terrible at explaining things, but it happened to me way too many times. Let me see, what year was that? 13 years ago? when that first started getting popular, before it, I guess before it got bought out by Microsoft was when I was playing most of it. But suffice to say, I don't want the bad to mix with the good in a way that causes problems. I always want the good to be on top, so it flows into the bad, not the other way around. So I do a bad job of explaining this, but if we were to do this with the bad water coming up here and then through here for basically infinite power, we would have to either completely dam off from the good water and then force that to go out these other things, or we would have to have some sort of a height restriction on this bad water to where it was never high enough to go through a dam to get to the other side. And I don't really know how to set that up. So for right now, I'm kind of not wanting to mess with that. I don't know. Maybe it could be something that would make sense in the future if I can articulate exactly what my idea is to do this correctly. But for right now, I think that's a complication I don't really care to do, because I think it might end up causing some problems I don't want to mess with. But we know what we're getting next. We have a bad tide. We've got a lot to get done, so I'm going to go ahead, and time-lapse the construction of a bunch of these things. And basically just duplicating this design. I'm not going to make you guys sit through me talking for half an hour while putting this down. We'll save ourselves a little bit of time, make the video a little bit easier to watch, and hopefully it ends up being interesting. So yeah, I will see you on the other side of this time-lapse. By the time that I'm done talking, it'll probably be all finished anyway, because that's how I end up usually doing these things. People ask me, hey, are you going to play any songs or whatever during this time-lapse thing? I'm like, okay, well, I thought I'd just have the background music go, but I guess people either can't hear it or they want something else. So I don't know. I'll just talk at myself before I start the time-lapse, and then you hear me talking about the time-lapse while the time-lapse is happening, and then we save a whole bunch of time, and everybody gets to go home early. That's the goal. So anyway, by the time I'm shutting my trap, this whole thing will be done, and we'll see you on the other side. All right, it's been like an hour in real life since I started time-lapsing this, and there's still nowhere close to being done. Nowhere close, but we do have two, almost 3 corners. Almost 3 corners complete. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and just move on from this. It's taken entirely too long. I've got other stuff to do. You've got other stuff to do. So we're not gonna sit here and entertain this any longer. But I did want to make sure that was set up for success. We seem to be having a little bit of a dirt supply problem. So that's something we'll have to figure out as time goes on, I suppose. I think part of our deal is we don't have extract. Oh no, we don't have extract at all up here. Well, I know it's not because I turned all these off, because all of them aren't turned off. Oh. It's because there's no logs. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay. I see what's happened here. I have, somehow completely failed to, somehow completely failed to get adequate logs for our centrifuges here. So that's kind of stalled all of our progress here. Well, to be fair, we had done a whole lot of construction, and I would very much be unsurprised to learn that's exactly what happened. But we have a drought coming out in about 3 days. Or, I'm sorry, bad tide. The batteries are charged, which is fantastic. And what that means is now we can come over here, and we can keep this garbage going. Get this whole thing all ready to roll. I am going to detonate what's already here, just so we can start putting in... Oh, that's such a distracting noise while it's going off. Well, I would build large water wheels, but hey, we kind of don't have any wood. So, it seems like we might need to put in a couple more of these things. But hey, this is what happens when you have a super, super long playthrough and you end up starting to run out of things pretty quick. So I'm not entirely sure what the solution to that is, because most of the wood that we're using is going to good use. Oh, also, by the way, we have 104 bots in that time-lapse time that have accrued doing absolutely nothing. So why don't we... I think I have enough chargers. Why don't we just go for Broek here? Just fully automate the entirety of Beaver 15. Let's just do it. Nobody works anymore. Just completely automated. I'm sure I'm gonna end up missing like half of this stuff, but yeah, we definitely have enough bots to do it. All these fermenters, 18 fermenters, man. We got a lot going on here. Just tick all of these, send all these bots up here, and then all of the beavers can just, you know, not do anything. Food factory's already taken care of. Gather flags. Click, please. Thank you, please. All right, good. And the hydroponic gardens. If we have 100 extra bots, I don't doubt that we can fill all these jobs. Should be fine. Oil presses. The gates, okay, well, let's just start out making these all bots. And then if we have to take some of the stuff back, I'll probably do farmhouses. But, so now we have... Okay, we have 100 we have 135. We have 135. Let's let this equalize a little bit. Alright, 114. So our... 214 is what we have to have a minimum of. Alright, so let's do 200 bots. I will take it up to 214 just to see if we can do it, but we gotta let these guys come in here. Hopefully it doesn't end up being a problem of not enough bots when it matters, where it matters, I guess. So these guys, oh yeah, look at them. They're making a beeline for this. Look at this. Look at it. Oh man, it's like herding cats, except they actually go where you want them to go. So I guess it's probably more like herding sheep, but I feel like the bots are a little bit more lucid than sheep are. So yeah, look at these guys. Look at these guys going. We're getting something done here. Yes, now we still have 38 jobs on. Look at this, they're just going diagonally. Pythagorean's theorem. Sure. I remember geometry class in 2004. Yeah, I think we're going to be just fine here. It says we still have 38 vacancies, but that's probably just because we don't have all the... We have over 500 bots, wow. How about that? So we have, at this point in time, we have almost 900 entities on... Well, not on screen, but in the general vicinity of what we've got going on. So, all these builders' huts, now that we're mostly done building, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all but 2 of these. Then we can put our path in correctly here. Plus, they're going to have some logs and planks they can use for other projects. But that now, at this point, let's check our... yeah, we're down to 178 being the required amount of bots. So let's just do that and get this all squared away. We should now, at this point, have no biobeavers working, although there are 4 jobs open. What are these 4 vacancies open for biobeavers? I bet it's a district center in one of those districts that I forgot to set. That would be my guess. But it's too bad I can't just sort. I have to manually scroll and look for the little slider to be on the left. Where? I'm probably going to miss it too, which is going to be the funniest thing. And you guys, of course, are going to see it and then talk about it in the comments because that's actually what you're supposed to do and what I ask you to do. But oh, here it is. Industrial lumber mill. What district is this in? That's why that wasn't being used. Okay. Okay, we're looking for one more. Aha! It's another one of those industrial lumber mills. That also could have been why I had a weird number of bots that I didn't think would match up. Who knows? I believe we got all of them. Okay, so that was Woody McWoodville, was it? Let's just check here. I got two vacancies. So, Beaverwood Forest. Minimum of 87. Yeah, okay. It's probably actually supposed to just be 86. Yeah, incapacitated, that's fine. Well, it's not fine, but they'll get that figured out. Woody McWoodville. We have 4 vacancies, and we have 117. Incapacitated 3, which means we really need 121. I think. But that's a very specific weird number. So I guess we'll leave it at 120 for now. Body McBotville actually has 7 extras. And then, of course, Beaverburg has, well, in theory, once they get all the correct numbers of everything, it should be fine. So, yeah, the beavers don't work anymore, which is hopefully good news for their well-being scores. So let's go ahead. I don't think I can do this from a menu. I think I just have to manually do it. But we're going to turn all these things on and see, did I, what did I pause instead? Wait, how is this not connected to power? What did I do a stupid here? I almost certainly did. Oh, yep, that's exactly what the problem is. I did not connect that corner there. Okay. Well, that's easily fixed. Kind of. Okay, so that's up there. This corner's next. If I can click, please. Don't crash, thank you. Okay, and then we should be right back around where we were. Any more pause signs? Okay, this one is still not connected power-wise. Give you guys whiplash moving this camera around, but should be hopefully soon. Take care of that. These are all prioritized, but we just don't have any dirt. I do need to make sure those are all done. Okay, so now we're going up to 50. Yeah, that went up quick. 55. Those are all good. 56. We're getting somewhere. Aha, this one wasn't. That's the one that wasn't finished when we were time-lapsing earlier. Oh, these aren't even built yet. Okay. But our beavers are up to 57, which is fantastic. I can go ahead and just completely eliminate working hours up to 58. Look at that. It might not be a beaver paradise, but it is in fact a place where beavers don't have to work. The only problem now is we're drawing a whole lot of power. And we've got to look, it just keeps going up and up and up. We're going 50, very nice. Yeah, and I need to make sure this is done before too long, before it gets to be too impossible. Yeah, the problem we're going to have down here with the wood is going to be interesting. We check this out. Got 200. Okay, so it definitely could be worse. But, hey, I'll tell you what. We really shouldn't be upset too bad about this. Oh, these guys need they need a power station over here. More than just these two, it seems like. Yeah, let's go ahead and just pop a couple more of these guys in. And we realistically should have another charging station over here, kind of, but this isn't too far away, is it? Well, I know I can put one here at the very end. That seems to be the smart thing to do, is to put that there. So we'll let that be. 62 well-being. Let's check. Oh, we still have plenty of room if we add all these decorations to get those numbers up. We can probably get them up to about 65, 70-ish, depending on how much all of these contribute. Beautiful Dam, I actually do not know what the bonus on that is, because I pretty much have never done it. That is, if you're not familiar, these wood decoration pieces and all that fun stuff, which would all be part of something if we were to build... I don't know, some people think it was not a big a build because you didn't build a giant structure out of wood blocks. Like, okay, well, that's not really what that means. But if you want me to make something like that, that is not a beaver or a penguin, smart Alex, or anything like that in an animal form, I definitely cannot make any sort of justice to that kind of design. But if you want to see some sort of structure up here, let me know what you would like to see, and we'll see if we can make it happen. Up to 63. Yeah, we really have to get our extracted. Bad water really shouldn't be a problem because we have tons of it. We have a lot of bad water. How many haulers do we have in this district? Do we have any? Okay, we have some here. Got 10 here. Oh, and I didn't put another one over here. I probably should have done that. And somebody wanted me to redo this whole thing to mirror this. I don't know if I want to do that, but we are going to need to do something about the whole hauling situation. And I kind of don't want to box myself in, but might as well go ahead and just, pop one of these guys in there. Set staffed at 10 should be fine. So what are these four that are not? That's probably because it's just incapacitated. That's fine. So I can then prioritize these guys, and we probably need to unpause these as well. I just hadn't done that because I didn't think we had enough staffing resources to make it happen. But now that this is here, we probably can and should expand this considerably. And I think we will, as long as... Yeah, okay. So I guess we can go ahead and lay the foundation for that before we get you out of here today. Let's see, I'll do another... let's start out with another 8 on that side. Yeah, that should work. We'll demolish all of these berry bushes. And then we'll plant some additional trees. But I don't have to wait to plant the trees. I can just go ahead and do that right now, and they'll take care of it whenever. So that will work out just fine. We'll fill in the gaps. That actually matches up pretty nicely with this, although the contamination is going to continue to make its way through here. So we will want to go ahead and add at least, I think, another 3 to be safe. Might end up needing to be more, but we will we'll go ahead and do that. They'll take care of this. It's going to take them quite some time to accomplish all that stuff. But one of my main goals for today was, of course, to at least get this operating and fix some other stuff. I did not think we'd be able to fully automate the upstairs, though. That's huge. That's great for us to get that accomplished. And then, of course, once we have some wood stability over here, we can put another set of water wheels here. But power-wise, ins and outs, it's not perfect yet, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. These guys are up to 63. I don't think we can go any higher short of fixing the mud baths and putting these other things in, which we will end up doing next time. But for all intents and purposes, minus that, this is made... I don't want to say it's finished, because it's definitely not. But the initial hurdle of completion barrier being, all the beavers have to not be working and they have to have the highest possible well-being score, we're basically there, minus the decorations. So now's the time. If you want to see anything else done that hopefully does not take 40 hours of time lapse to get there. But if you want to see anything else done, do let me know. Because we're basically at that time now where we got to decide what the end point of this is going to be. I don't know when the next update to the game's coming out. We're probably about due for one, at least on the experimental branch. Judging by the time interval of the last one. I think we got update 4 in early April of 2023, or was it late March? I can't remember. But it seems like about every 6 months or so we get a pretty major upheaval of stuff. Like update 5 was only on experimental, I don't know, what, a month or two ago when that went to the main thing. I don't know. This is actually still running on experimental. I haven't updated, or I haven't moved over, rather. It's still the same version of the game, but I haven't moved over to the mainline release. I'm just, why break it? It's fine in experimental. They're not doing any more changes to it, and I really don't want to have to deal with all the mods getting broken again. So I was like, you know what? I'll leave it on experimental. It's fine. But yeah, that's about the size of it. We got to figure out what we're going to do to close this thing out. And of course, I very much want your opinions and your inputs on that. As always, I do always read the comments. Can't respond to everybody, but I do always make sure I at least read what's going on so you guys have some sort of input to what we're doing here. And I do try my best to incorporate stuff when possible. So, all that being said, I'll look forward to your suggestions down there. And as always, I always say as always, and that's fine, I guess. But I digress. It really is fun to get to do all this stuff with you guys and make all these videos. So I'm very thankful for you, Beard Boosters, as well. You already know. I say it every single video, but your support really and truly does make it possible to keep doing this stuff. And I am very, very thankful. So that's going to be it. We'll see you back tomorrow for some more penguins. And then I'm going to do my best to have another video of this out on Sunday. Last weekend being Easter weekend obviously has other priorities we got to take care of, and that's fine. But we should be back into it this Sunday, and then soon, Water Beavers Update 5, whenever I can get comfortable with that to go ahead and start making videos on it. But I digress. That's it. Whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, and I'll look forward to seeing you back again in the next video. Bye-bye.